All right, good morning. Oh, a little feedback there. Good morning, West USA Realty. My name is Keith Flynn. Welcome to another social media webinar. Ish. It's content creation. We're going to be cranking through Canva today. Hope everybody's been doing well. A little break in the weather. This is nice, beautiful morning. Hope you guys are hustling and doing your thing. Thank you for taking your time out this morning and joining us for Canva Basics for Real Estate Professionals. For the most part, I'm not going to bore you guys with a bunch of slides and statistics like I usually do. We're going to actually get into a live environment and crank through Canva, learn what, navigating and acclimating ourselves to how to use Canva, how to move around, where we can find some really cool stock imagery, content creation. I put together just a few slides for you guys in regards to tools, things that are going to help you elevate your marketing game and really just take your content creation to the next level. We have, and like always, we have our webinars are all recorded. So anything you see on the screen that jumps out at you and you have any questions, on the right hand side you do have a panel where you can ask questions, comments, concerns, compliments, because I do have a low self-esteem, so feel free to let me know what you're thinking. And for the most part, anything you have to share or ask questions, feel free to do so. Jump in there and I will get those answered for you in a live environment. Of course, after our recording or after our webinar, as I mentioned, they are recorded and they live on our YouTube channel. So that's West USA Inc. Phoenix. Just a simple Google search for or search on YouTube for West USA Realty's web channel or our YouTube channel. We've got not only my webinar, but all of our webinars that we host here at West USA each and every week. And those include, general education, content creation, investment information, and then CE classes. Todd Menard, our executive operations officer, has a free CE class to do in each and every week this month. So it's awesome. So make sure you hit share, like, and subscribe. Turn on that notification bell on the YouTube channel where you don't miss any of our future videos. So with that, we'll get cranking and rocking and rolling. But what I do like to always take advantage of and is using there we go, is our sponsors. Each and every week we have an opportunity to have a couple sponsors on from our vendors who help support us here at West USA Realty. Obviously support us, but also support you as a real estate agent and in your endeavor and the things that you do in your business. And so I am privileged to have Bree from West or from VIP Mortgage. I'm assuming Bree's on here. I know I looked and saw it earlier. And
I
I was
am.
see who is with us. So Bree, you there?
I am. Can you hear me?
Hey.
How are you today?
Good. How are you doing today? Welcome. Thank you for being on as usual.
Thank you for having me. I'm doing good. I am like loving this weather.
Yeah.
I'm loving it. I can't get enough of it. It said though that I saw on the thing it's supposed to be like back up to like 105 by next week, I think, right?
Yeah.
So just take it in while we can.
Right.
Right? Like I'm like spending as much time as I can outside. My daughter's like, "Oh my gosh, mom, like why do we keep walking outside?" And I'm like, "Because do you smell that fresh air?"
Yeah, we are. I mean, we're getting to that 6 months of the year where it is amazing to live here, while we curse it the last 6 months.
Exactly. So it's awesome. I'm loving it.
What's cracking with you?
So I'm super excited about this class. I use Canva I have actually one of my loan officers that I do a lot with like her social media.
Sure.
And so I use Canva quite a bit. So I'm super excited. I always love all of your classes.
Thank you.
Anytime I can get any new information, I love sitting and listening to them because I feel like things are changing. There's new tips, there's new updates, there's new every single time. So I always love being a part of your classes. So we currently right now, I think everybody in the mortgage industry knows like rates are crazy right now. And so we're kind of having a really big refi boom. So one of the things we're doing is really working with all of our previous clients just to like, even right now, I'm going through and calling all of our previous clients just to do a quick like rundown on all of on their file to make sure that the loan officer is double and triple checking to be sure, do we have you in the best rate we can get you in? Like, are you in the best spot? Sometimes, like what we're finding is going through our database is really productive because like last week, I talked to somebody who he isn't necessarily looking to refi, but he was like, oh yeah, I'm planning on moving. And I was like, oh, really? Like, where are you going to move? Do you have an agent? So it's kind of like you can get those conversations going. So that's one of the things that we're really looking at doing. If anybody I partner with all different sorts of agents, like new agents who are experienced. If you have any questions, if you need somebody to take a look at a file that you have, if you have a client who is having a difficult time, if you're having anything like that, give us a call, let us know. We can always take a look at it and see if there's something we can do for you.
Awesome. And of course, here's the big one. Where can we get a hold of you?
So just type in the alphabet. My email address is Bri, BRI, at VIPNTGINC.com, or my phone number is right there. It's a 520 number because I grew up in Tucson.
Nice.
I'm up here in Scottsdale, and I can get you matched up with one of our loan officers.
Yeah, so my wife still has her 520 phone number as well. And so for all of you U of A fans, bear down.
Yeah, it's hard to like let go of it. I feel like when you have it, like I've had the same phone number my whole life, and I'm like, I just can't part with it.
Phone numbers should be obsolete sometime in the next 5 years because it's all just it's all internet based now. So it's handles, just like Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and so on. So unless you have a landline, I feel like phone numbers are going to go away. So maybe that day will be soon.
Yeah, might as well just keep it until that day comes.
I love it. Well, Bree, thank you so much. Have a great day. Enjoy the rest of your week and weekend, and we'll see you soon.
All right, sounds good. Have a good day. Thank you.
Bye-bye. All right, so last week we had Jill St. Croix from Great American Title, who was also one of our sponsors, but due to some technical difficulties, she wasn't able to share. So we've got her hooked up this morning. I'm excited because she's a near and dear friend, not only to me, but also West USA. And so, Jill, welcome. Glad you're here to help us out and sponsor this today.
Yay, you can hear me. Last week I was going, Keith, can you hear me? Felt like I was on a commercial. Hi, guys.
Oh, yeah.
I'm so glad that you all jumped on today with Keith. I just have loved Keith's classes forever too, Bree, and I call him my professor of social technology because he covers so many different aspects. So I'm glad you all jumped on today. We're going to all learn a lot. And I love Canva. I think Canva, it can really make your social media, your Instagram and everything pop. It also can help you in a pinch if you decide to do an open house on a Friday afternoon at 4 o'clock and you can't reach me for a flyer that quickly. So let's all learn it today, right, Keith?
Right.
Learn it today. And I can provide you a monthly list of all kinds of fun ideas so that when you're searching for media, social media ideas, you can just look at the list and go, oh my gosh, I can create something really cool in Canva about that. And that way it'll help you so you don't have to, tax your brain on that when you're so busy working on real estate stuff.
Yeah,
so let me
awesome.
help you with that little portion. Yeah, it's really, it's something that we provide monthly to our agents. So go ahead and email me if you'd like me to send that out to you. My email is right there at the bottom, jstcroix@azgat.com. Or give me a call and I'll put you on my list to send you my social media postings every month. It's a lot of fun. We change it up quite a bit. So.
And that's one of the great things about having vendors such as yourself, where you guys can help contribute and provide content that they're looking for, because so often we wake up in the morning and we're like, I don't know, I haven't posted anything, I need them to do something, I just don't know what to do.
Yeah, and everybody's so busy now doing what their real job is, which is real estate, that sometimes you can't think of anything beyond that, and you're trying to think of something fun and engaging, and maybe you don't have that this morning, and you can just look at the list and we can prompt you into something fun.
That's awesome. All right, Jill. So I know you're a foodie like I am. So what's something amazing you've had in the last week?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I am a total foodie. I cook almost every night.
Yo.
So it's always a change. Last night I did a little linguine with spinach and sun-dried tomatoes and chicken in white wine sauce.
Ooh, that sounds amazing.
It was light. It was really light and fun. But yeah, I cooked all the time. I don't know how many people know, but I worked in a cooking school for a couple of years. So, and I was a chef's
Didn't know
assistant.
that.
So oh yeah, yeah. So it's kind of in my DNA. I've always loved to cook. So if you need a good recipe for something, hit me up. I've got a ton of them.
All right, there you go. And especially for real estate agents, there's another piece of content they could be pushing out because, we buy a new home, we move in, we want to make amazing meals. So think about that when agents are thinking about their editorial calendar. All right. Thank you,
Yes, and
Jill.
if you want something for a newsletter, or if you just need a really good fall recipe to send out as a e-blast or something, let me know. I'll create something for you, and you can e-blast out to all your clientele.
Well, I'm hungry now, so thanks, Jill.
You're welcome, Keith. Catch you for lunch next week.
Absolutely. Well, you enjoy the rest of your day as well as your week, and we will see you soon. Bye bye. All right, cool. So we were talking about content and something different that I did this week. I like to add something new each and every week to get you guys keep coming back because you don't want to hear the same old boring. And this is where you find this. I put together top 20 free stock image websites that you can go to. Now, a couple of these are integrated with Canva. When we jump in there, you'll see that. But went through and added top 20 free websites that you can go to find great free, royalty-free stock images that aren't going to get you guys in trouble with anybody who says they own it. And so there they are for you on your screen. Again, this will be recorded. You'll have access to this, whether you do a screen grab right now, or you're like your mom, you're like my mom, you grab your phone and take a photo of the monitor. However that works for you. These are going to be some awesome sites for you guys to go to find, high-res images shot by professional photographers, and everyone, I get a question every now and then. It's like, well, why would they just give away free photos? So the thought process is a lot of photographers who are looking to establish themselves or get them some exposure for their photography will upload their photography to a lot of these free websites and give permission for anyone to use them. And then, of course, they have a little profile, almost like a social media account. And then those photos are tied to their account, and then it's helping them get further exposure. So whether you choose to use these images and then give a little, hat tip, a little nod to the photographer, photo credit in your imagery or not, it's completely up to you. But I thought I'd put those together for you because it is out there. It's just, you got to go grab it, find what you need, and then really put it all together. And so whether you find your image from these websites, download them, and then import them into your Canva creation, your creative, whatever that works for you, however that works for you, completely up to you, but at least you have that resource. And so I came across some images that I was looking at, and I really wanted to extract myself, take myself out of the photo. And, you used to have to use Photoshop or professional editing software to do that. And so with a lot of advancement in AI, artificial intelligence, software writing. There's a lot of free tools out there, and I put together 5 background removing tools for you guys that will you remove yourself or the main object out of a photograph. And these 5 here are free websites you can go to, upload yourself. Maybe you're doing like a News 5 pose. You want to put yourself on a cover photo. And Canva actually offers that tool as well. It's part of their pro plan, which works out to $10 a month should you subscribe for the whole year. I'll show you guys how it works. It's really awesome when we get in there. But these are free. I just was toying around and I used remove.bg, the 4th one down there. And not super dialed in, but to get, just to get away with like what your goal is, really neat tool to use. But from your phone, from your computer, you go to these websites, upload the image, and maybe it's you in front of a house, or you've got a nice, you're dressed up, looking good. Take a shot against a white wall, black wall, whatever, create some contrast. Their software will actually clip you out, and you can save that as a PNG or copy it and then post it onto one of your social media posts, which is really cool. So you got that one there for you as well. I'm going to toy around with a few of these other ones, but I found the remove.bg one, loved it. And so I figured, well, there's got to be some other ones out there. So I found some more. They're all free, so free for you to use. Highly recommend jumping in and using those and having some fun with them. So let's see what we can break real quick here. And we're going to share a completely different screen. And hold tight. Here we go. All right, you guys should be looking at screen number 2 now. That is Canva. If you guys have not already signed up for or are using a Canva account, good news for you, Canva's free, which is why it's been so widely adopted by our industry. And quite frankly, um, um, the the Canva has been adopted by a lot of small business owners, entrepreneurs, people who are looking to get their business off the ground, but don't have a lot of money to spend, not looking to hire a designer. Maybe you're not getting what you need from Fiverr.com, but um, it's really up to you as far as whether you want to use Canva. But I have found, as well as many other professionals in the industry, Canva gives you the most free stuff without actually having to buy anything. So they have like 8,000 different royalty-free or templates that you can use that can get you off and running with whatever you need. You do not, and we got a question from Julianne. Yes, do you have to give the credit on the pick when you use it? You do not. And just if you want to, you can. You don't necessarily have to use the credit or give them credit. It just depends on what context or where you're posting your photo. Sometimes people will post it on Instagram or they'll use their image on an Instagram post, and somewhere in the comments they'll put photo credit and then link to the photographer, give a little love back. So not you don't have to, but if you want to, you can. And so I say that because I see that quite a bit sometimes. And so it just really depends on what message you're putting out there. Not really going to put a credit on a flyer, or if you're using their image for a handout or something. So hopefully that answers your question for you. All right, so jumping over to Canva over here. When you go to canva.com, first and foremost, you want to create an account. Now, I've already got an account created. When you create an account, just be mindful that it's going to pop up a box. It's going to show you their price ranges based on, basic, pro level, and then like enterprise level for your business. You do not need to sign up for it or pay for their service. You will have a limited amount of what's the word before? Limited amount of choices when it comes to using their free service, but still, again, compared to a lot of the other ones that are out there, they offer the most in the way of free. And so, as you see on your screen right there, here's your price sheet breakdown. As I mentioned, 8,000 free templates, 1,000 plus design types, social media posts, presentations, letters, for free. If the pro plan does come with some bells and whistles, some additional filters and features, namely the one I was just talking about, how you can remove the background. Really cool to see it happen in person, and I'll show it to you. But at the end of the day, build yearly. $10 a month is actually a pretty good deal considering what you're going to get for that price range. And so I know we use the pro plan. Our designers get a little bogged down from time to time, so I jump in there and make some things on the fly really quick. And as Jill St. Croix said earlier, you forget to do something, or you want to knock something out real quick, or you got an open house, you can get in there and do it yourself. And the cool thing about Canva is they employ a ton of designers on staff who make a lot of templates to help you kind of get those creative juices going and find something that's going to give you a great jump off point and then customize it for what you need. So I mean, as you can see there, for $10 a month, I mean, you get 60,000 free templates, and what you can create with Canva is just truly amazing. They've got it dialed down from everything from creating logos to creating banners, cover photos, invitations, handouts, you name it. And so we'll go through it all, not all of it. We only got about an hour, so we'll go through some of the key features there. So jumping back into Canva here, I'm going to take you guys around through some of the navigation, give you guys a little acclimated to what you're seeing when it comes to using Canva. Now, first and foremost, before we get going, I wanted to show you guys one tool. If you wanted to take your, let me see, Canva color wheel, you wanted to take your colors. If you're looking for a color palette or you're looking to do something fun, like a color palette generator, understanding color theory is one of their big add-ons that's free. They actually provide you a color wheel here. You can do a simple search for Canva color wheel, and you can go around the horn and look at the color wheel and find some really neat colors, and then what colors are complementary of the main color that you're choosing. So as you're learning to design, as you're learning to create your social media content, colors are a big part of it, especially if you're using Instagram. So I highly recommend, if you haven't before, play around with the color wheel and look at the different colors and then which ones complement them. And then you can also break down and go into monochromatic and analogous, triadic. I always have to pronounce that one. The Tridec gives you three colors that work really well together too. So if you're creating something or you haven't yet, and you're looking to create a color palette for your logo or for your overall look, again, when it comes to branding and creating a personal brand, continuity is a huge benefit for you because people start to recognize your logo, your tagline, your color schemes, your color palette, whatever you're working on or whatever you're implementing into your marketing plan. They'll start to recognize that, okay, she's always got this bright cool pink, or he's rocking the lime green, or whatever the case may be. Find a color and stick with it, because when you start to have that continuity, it starts to help with being memorable and something fun you can play with. Now, if you have one color that you're really excited about and you're not quite sure which other ones go with it, or you have a starting image, maybe from a house. Maybe you're looking to do some colors from the home, and you would like the rest of the marketing, a lot of the elements to complement the photo. They've got a cool tool here called Color Palette Generator, and you can simply upload a photo. Let's say it's the exterior of a home, and then their artificial intelligence, their AI, will extract the colors out of that image and kind of give you some really cool colors to work with. So in this case, I'm going to show you here just real quick the palette generator. You click on upload an image, and I'm going to jump in to a Canva photos that I have, and I have a great exterior shot of this home here that I'm going to double click on from my folder, pre-saved, obviously a photo that you've taken. Again, any photo you've taken, you have rights to, and you do not have to worry about anybody ever coming after you for saying that's not your photo. Any photo you take, you have rights to. You can do whatever you want. So I simply uploaded the exterior photo of this home, and as you can see, their system, their AI, pulls out some primary colors, some colors from there, and now I've got these four colors that I can work with, and I actually have their RBG code here at the bottom, which I'll show you where to use that when you're creating colors in your designs. But I know that now these colors all work really well together. So now maybe I'm creating an exterior shot, photo, handout, flyer. Maybe I'm going to post on something on my social media announcing new listing, and I can have fun with these complementary colors that will work well with that image. So just a really cool tool to help you, again, dial it in, look professional, even though you don't have any formal graphic design experience. And you can use any image, import that image, and that's my son when he finds out he has still some homework to do from online learning. So that's not really him, but it's that's a face he makes. So, but again, uploading the photo, and look how fast it just yanks out some of those colors, so I can see what I'm working with, and these colors will complement any of my designs. So I thought you guys get a kick out of that. I love using that. It's an awesome tool. So be sure to when you find that page on Canva, just a simple Google search for color palette generator. Make sure you hit the star up in the right hand corner here and save that bad boy to your bookmarks, because you can always jump back in and create as you see. So, and you'll learn more a lot about color theory and how it works. So you will be a graphic designer in no time and start to really hammer out and knock out some cool stuff for your designs. So on Canva, real quick here, when you're on the main page, you can start off simply by just doing a simple search in the center of their main page here. Whether you're looking to create designs, whether you've had something in the past, or looking for something that they have preset here, you have a lot of choices when it comes to creating some graphic design for your social media. Whether you're doing Instagram or you're going to be posting to Facebook, LinkedIn, whatever social media platform, or any print job you want to do, the nice thing about their design search feature is you can simply start to type in where it is that you want to post your content. And as I started to type in Instagram there, you'll see that they auto-populate some suggestions for you. Now, this is the one thing that I love about this the most, because I could never remember the dimensions of what my graphic designs were. And so as I hover over the Instagram suggestions, you can see there that they'll tell you, or they already know, that these preset dimensions are just to your right. So this is 1080 pixels by 1080 pixels. So that's a symmetrically square image if I'm doing an Instagram post. If I want to make an Instagram story, then I got 1080 by 1920. So you don't really have to worry about your dimensions. Just tell Canva where it is you want to post, and then they will pull up the appropriate dimensions for you. So in this case, when you know what you're looking for, you can then simply just click on it and it will take you to a blank template with those preset dimensions. So really cool, neat feature for you to use there. Takes out the stress about worrying about the sizes and everything. And if you're doing this on your own, you can just find the one that's going to work best for you and go from there. Now, business cards, if you're interested in business cards, simple search for that as well. And you can get some blank templates on business cards, rounded corners, however you, whatever you're looking for. Just doing a simple search here in the center will help you out. Now, if you know that you want to do an Instagram post, but you're challenged with where to start or what you want to use, then they've got recommendations down here for you in the way of preset templates. As we mentioned, they have amazing staff on hand that creates these templates for you, and then you find something that you like as you go through them. Recommend it's going to be your top featured ones. These are the ones that people are using the most. Social media specific. So as you could click on that filtration and go through Instagram stories, you've got your animated Instagram, Facebook posts, cover photos is a real popular one, probably where we're going to start off. Everyone's always asking, like, what should I do for a cover photo? And so creating a cover photo is really simple when it comes to using Canva, and I highly recommend doing it. And then you've got your designs, the past work that you've done down here, things you're working on. A great feature from Canva is an autosave. So as you're working on your designs, Canva will autosave what you're working on. Should you take a call, need to step away, drop your laptop, someone like me who's accident prone, it will autosave on the cloud for you. You can always access it from any and all devices, and especially because Canva has an app. So if you install the app, log into it with your account, you'll be able to access all of your creations from a mobile device as well. And so I like to create designs from a desktop because I've got this big desktop to work with. I can see the detail a lot better. And then I'll save it, or it'll be saved to my cloud-based account. And then I can access it from my mobile device when I'm on the go, and I can post my content from my phone as I see fit or as I need. So Instagram posts, here's all their designs. As you scroll through, you can see they've got posters, flyers. I'll probably going to create a flyer as well. I've got a couple ideas, creating an open house flyer, maybe something you want to put out on the island or on the kitchen table when folks come into your open house. If you want to get crazy, you can create logos as well. Maybe you're looking to up your game a little bit, differentiate yourself from your competition, create a logo that lives on all your marketing. Again, help with branding and establishing your brand. Facebook covers, animated. I mean, these designs just go on and on and on. And what's neat too is they're always adding new ones for you to review and for you to use on your social media. And as the months come and the holidays come and events, special events come, there's nothing you can't find because they have a great team on staff. You can get really crazy with infographics if you wanted to maybe put together some marketing materials, do an infographic on a neighborhood, on marketing stats, average home sale, time on market, things that nature. Dial in a really cool infographic that speaks specifically to your neighborhood or the neighborhood you're looking to farm. Then you can really start to establish yourself as a neighborhood expert, and then using an infographic and then dropping that into, let's say, a Facebook closed group. And in that neighborhood, branding yourself on there with a headshot or your logo will really go a long way with establishing credibility. And then YouTube thumbnails, it's just endless. So I know you guys probably have scrolled through this, but we're going to get into just cranking into one right now and creating a Facebook cover photo right here. So marketing, events, materials, video, print, you name it. I think I made some tickets for the kids last Christmas when we were going up north to the North Pole experience, and I made some fun little tickets for them and put them in their stocking. So have fun with this. You can create some invitations for your past clients. Maybe you send them a little gift card, a little thank you letter, drop something in the mail. I know we're still kind of going through the whole like avoiding people saying 6 foot distance and social distancing and masks and everything. And so you can use Canva to create some really cool graphics and then use that to send electronically or drop something in the mail. So here you go, your basic cover photo right here. The blank template starts off blank here in the center, or you can come over to any one of their cover photo templates over here and simply clicking on one that you like, something that you like, you can just click on it one time and it literally just drops in the graphic right there in the center of your screen onto your blank template, and then using that to customize it to your needs is a really easy to do. When you use your mouse or your cover, you're hovering over all of your elements, and you'll see the element that the cursor is over will turn to a blue outline, so I know what I am going to click on and what I'm going to work on. And as I move through, it takes possession and highlights each of the elements that I'm going to be able to edit. So I'm going to kill this one real quick because I wanted to start from scratch, but I wanted to show you guys how simple it was just to create a template using something we've used in the past. On your left-hand side over here, you've got several different tabs, different elements and features that will help you when creating your graphic design. Templates is always at the top here on the left, and the next one is your uploads. Your uploads tab is where anything you've uploaded from your device, from your computer, your phone, anything that you've taken, uploads are elements that you're adding to your account from your computer. So whether you've taken the photo or you found the photo from another website and you're importing it or you're bringing it into your canvas, those are all going to live under your uploads tab. The nice thing about the uploads tab is once you've uploaded it, it stays in there and you can always reuse it over and over again. And as you can see, whether it's a cutout of you or you've got any elements that you've uploaded, logos, little knick-knack icons, things like that, they all live and stay there and are there for you to use. So actually, I'll come back to Jill's photo there, and we'll use her as a guinea pig to show you some of the cool features. Under photos now, as I mentioned earlier in the slideshow, you guys had, I gave you guys like 20 free stock image websites that you can go to pull down and grab some images. And I mentioned Canva actually partners with several of those sites, and they aggregate a lot of the free photography and bring them into Canva for you. So now whether you grab your images off on another website, or you can use Canva to your advantage and do a simple search for images through the photo tab here, and then Canva will pull in images. And then you see how I hover over each of the photos, there's a pro tag. That tells me that I'm able to use this image because I subscribe as a pro user. Now, if you see something that says free and you're not paying, you're not subscribing, then you know this image can be used as a free user. You'll see the pro, and if you're not, then you can click on it and use the pro version. Or a lot of times there's a premium charge of like $1 for a free user. You want to watch that, because if you start using and you start buying images or icons at $1 a piece, and the next thing you know, you've bought 10 of them that month, then it may be advantageous for you to go ahead and subscribe and get all access to all the images and bells and whistles for that simple $10 a month. Now, I'm not getting a kickback. There's no coupon code. I don't have an affiliate program. So just know that when I talk about the differences between paid and free, I'm not, there's no ulterior motive. So it's just going to be beneficial for you because you get a lot more to use with it. So we all see this house right here. We've all seen this house quite a bit. It's been free and available on stock imagery for a number of years now. But we're going to use this one to create ourselves a cover photo. One of the neat things you can do with a cover photo is use it as a way to market your listing. And so all I did was simply click on the image and brought it over here onto the canvas. As you can see, the blue line on the outside allows me to manipulate the photo and make it larger or smaller, however I want. Really easy to do by grabbing the corners. And so I'm going to leave this image here for now and jump back over here to the Elements tab and keep going through and showing you guys this navigation. Now, the Elements tab can be a little confusing at times because they've got a lot in here in the way of like stickers and icons, charts. There's a lot of little like graphics and a lot of elements that you can use to enhance your design. And there are more than what you're seeing here in these little boxes. Each and every little box, based on its filtration and categorized accordingly, you can click on the See All, and that will take you into that category, and you can see all the ones that they have listed and available for you based on that category. We'll go back to Elements, and you can scroll through and see all kinds of different elements. If you want to do something with like black and white clip art, you've got all these guys here. And again, it's simply just clicking once, and it will drop it over onto your canvas, or you can grab and drag on your canvas as well. So you have a couple different ways that you can do it. And so anytime you have your image or icon is in blue, if you just hit the delete button, it will actually remove it. And if that's not what you wanted to use, all I'm doing is just highlighting and clicking the delete to remove it from my design. So really simple and fun to use, not too difficult, but again, all high-res imagery and creation. So it's really going to elevate your marketing game to the next level. I want to put that photo back on. Let's go ahead and hit. All right, there we go. Okay, so I'm going to use this image, but it's not to dimension. So I'm going to grab the corner here and stretch this guy out a little bit and see what we can do to kind of get a solid balance of the home. And all I'm doing is using my mouse, clicking on the left clicking on the mouse, and then just dragging my image and sizing it up to how I want it. All right, cool. So that's balanced, centered, looks good, and we're off and running as far as a nice background. When it comes to using your navigation on the left-hand side, text is going to be a big one. With any of your graphic design, you have an opportunity to put a call to action, contact information, web address, phone number, and probably one of the most entailed and one of the most dynamic services offering fonts that I've seen to date. They have, you can keep on scrolling and scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, and it just seems endless. But they have a different font combinations for you to use that are just really amazing. And so as you scroll through, find fonts that you want. They've got colors, combination palettes. It's just amazing. And so these are some of their new ones they've been adding in, these font colors now and combos, which I think are amazing. So finding something that works best for you. And of course, what's neat is if you don't see a font that you like, you actually can upload your own font in your graphic design elements, which is really cool. But I believe you do have to have an account, so make sure you have an account before you can upload. Starting off here at the top, they've just got a simple generic font that you can start with, and by let's delete that. By clicking once on any one of these or your combo creation, you will then just, as you can see there, the font jumps over to your canvas, and come on, there we go. You can manipulate that, move it around. Now you notice those blue or those purple lines that pop up. What's neat about their system is it's also balancing everything for you. So you can find center just by moving your images around, and you'll see when you get to center, now I've got both a X and a Y axis, and it's dead center in the middle. So again, having to take out the ruler aspect of it when it comes to creating your designs, the system will tell you where you're at. If you're in the left corner, you're down here in the right corner, and you're balanced. Your distance is symmetrical and easy for you to use when it comes to making your content look nice and balanced and professional. Now, here's your color. So it always defaults to a black for your font. All I'm going to do is double click on the box and then just click and highlight the actual word, and I can come up into my color palette wheel here and change the color of my fonts, and make the color anything that I want it in order for it to stand out. So white will pop off a little bit off that house and look good. Mead Summer, thanks Mead. Yeah, not a very Arizona house. All right, we're gonna go ahead and hook Mead up here. So I know he's gonna want something a little more. I'm gonna show you guys how to upload. So Mead, I'm gonna use your critique in order to show how we do this. All right, so there we go. If you want to upload your imagery, you want to upload your own images, a photo of an Arizona house that you've taken, go ahead and click on your upload tab here. And then you've got a couple choices, which is really neat. You can integrate your Facebook account, your Google Drive, Instagram, and then a Dropbox. So you can pull images. Canva's adding in these new partnerships as we speak, and you're able to pull images from either something you've got on your Facebook, something you have in your Google Drive, or from your Instagram. But for most of us, we're going to have our images tied to our device. And so in this case, I'm going to click on the device tab, and that's going to open up my Dropbox window, or my downloads window. And I'm going to go into my canvas, and I'm going to use the house that we used earlier. All right. So it's importing the image into my uploads folder. And as soon as it's done there, I can click on it one time. And there you go. Just like the last time, it's actually going to pull that in. And we got ourselves a pretty rocking Arizona home there. And so I'm just going to go ahead and center that, give us a nice entryway. And there we go. All right. So as I mentioned earlier, with the background removal tool, the 5 websites that you can go to remove your own backgrounds. If you use the Pro version on Canva, they actually have a tool that will do it for you. And so I'm going to jump over here, and we're going to go to Mindy Thompson, who is our director of recruiting, our career services director. And so as you notice, she's at an event here, but she's got this little background. Whether you do a stage shot or something professional, maybe we've got a team here we can use. What's really neat about one of the filtrations that they offer at Canva is an effect tab here. Now in the upper left-hand corner with your image, there is an effect, filter, adjust, crop, and flip. And these are the filters that do exactly what they say. So under effects, you click on the effects tab. I'm in possession, or I have possession of this image here. The very first tab they have for the removal background is a removal background feature that they added not too long ago, but it's only part of the Pro plan. All I'm going to do is click on this one time, and their system is going to go through and remove the background from this team here. And there you go. Through the magic of Canva, you now have a background removed, and you've got a nice, cool cutout PNG of a team here. So now you can drop them in right at the corner there. Just say this is you or your team, and you're now able to add yourself to the image. Same over here with Mindy. Just this was a better image than this one here. This one's a little grainy, so I like to give their background removal a little run for its money and see how well it does. As you can see there, it's starting to remove, cranks through, and remove her from the background. Pretty impressive, considering you can see how fairly clean that is. I mean, that's a nice feature to have. Super fast, time saver, and you're someone who, you've got headshots, you've got full shots, professional photography of yourself. Drop them into your Canva and start putting yourself on your marketing materials. It's an industry standard. If you're comfortable, you look good, you're dressed up nice, then drop yourself onto your imagery and onto your creation so people start to automatically recognize you quicker and faster. And especially if you're creating social media content, whether you're on an Instagram post or a Facebook post, the goal is to create thumb-stopping content. And when I say thumb-stopping content, it's people immediately recognize or see an image that interests them and gets them to stop and look at your content. So, all right, so we're going to go ahead and, I almost said kill Mindy. We're going to remove her. We don't want to kill her. But I'm going to leave this couple right here in the bottom left corner. Maybe this is a new listing for them, and we're going to enhance this a little bit more and come over here to our text. So I'm going to click on the text tab, and now we're back here to the graphics again for when it comes to creating a call to action or some imagery. I'm going to use the generic one, add a heading, and as you can see, it's already highlighted for me, so I can just start typing. So maybe 123 Main Street, Phoenix, Arizona, 850, 16. I'm just throwing out any arbitrary number here. This is going to be the listing. Whatever your value proposition is or your call to action, maybe you just want to put a little, put the address down here in the bottom right-hand corner, or maybe it's like, Paradise Valley home, beautiful mountain views, whatever you want to put in the way of a call to action. You can find what's going to work best for you and drop it onto your design as in here for your cover photo. Now, when you put your cursor in the box with your text, highlight the entire words. You can come to the upper left-hand corner and change the font out. And as I mentioned, when you click on the little drop-down arrow, Canva has an amazing amount of fonts. I'm literally just scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. And if you're part of the Pro plan, you have just an unlimited amount of fonts that you can use to create for your cover photos. So it's really, really neat to have, and simply clicking on the one that you like and then looking and see how it changes here on the cover photo. If that's not what you like, move on to the next one, and then just systematically drop your arrow on or click on a font until you find something that looks good for you that you like. And once you've made your decision, obviously as you're scrolling through, it's just changing for you. So really neat tool to use, really neat feature to use, whether you're creating an invitation or something a little more professional. Some fonts are going to be legible, some make sense, some don't. I say stick something with clean, bold letters, easily recognizable, and something that's aesthetically pleasing. So I'm going to stick with 123 Main Street, Phoenix, Arizona. This particular one I chose was Antonio Bold. So clicking in, now I can manipulate and move my address around and then find something that works for on the image here. Now, I'm kind of getting the numbers lost here in the image, so I might want to put something behind it in the way of an element or like a black line or a black bar. If you come back over here to the left-hand side under your navigation, under elements, you can find a number of different, starting at the top, you can find a number of different shapes. So I want to put something behind it to get the address to pop, and I'm going to choose this square box right here under shapes. Simply clicking on it one time, it brings the box over here onto my design. And if I grab one of the outer walls here, I can manipulate the box and make it as long or as short as I want, grabbing the top and bottom, making it thinner, and making it wide. So really easy to manipulate. But what I want to do is I'm going to put this right down here behind the address to really get the address to pop. Now this gray is a little so I'm not too fond of it. If I want to change the color of the box, this element itself in the upper little left-hand corner here, there's a color palette. I can click on that, and we can choose something a little more appealing. So I can go through their default colors here and just see if there's something that pops for me. Maybe you've got a color palette that you like to use. So this is where we're talking about using and uploading your own palette that you want to use, something that reflects your branding, your logo, your designs. I'm going to go to the new color here. Oh, that's not good. I just got a warning that my mouse battery is low. So, okay. Of course, right? So I can drag around and change the color I'm gonna go with something a little more mute, and there we go. So I've changed that background now, and I'm gonna size this up so that we get a nice little background ribbon for my design. So really neat to do. One of the cool elements that you have with creating your design is remember to, your design is in layers. Your layers reflect what you're working on. So my base layer is going to be the image back here, right? So that's my base layer. That's my base image, which is the main image I'm working in the background. That's going to be the very back. Then I've got my team here in the front, which is the second layer in, and then I've got my third, which is the color bar in the back, and then I've got my font, which is the last one here. You can change the position on all of your images. So let's say I highlight the background, and then I come up to your background image is going to be set here. If I wanted to take these guys, I'm just clicking on the element one time, and I can position them. As you can see, I can move to the top, to the middle, to the bottom. I can center them if I want to. I can go right, left. Again, the system's doing all the work for you, and you're just finding the best position, or again, you can just drag and drop them wherever you like them to be. Really neat to use, really fun tool. So my very top layer is the address. If I wanted to move that layer backwards or forwards, I can just use the position tab in the upper right hand corner, and I can move it backwards and forwards onto the design. As you can see, I can move that around as well. So working with your elements is a really neat thing to do, because you can manipulate it any way you find it or however you want it. And see, that always tells me where the center is. So there's my center in the bar behind it, and perfectly centered there. Whoop, lost him. Let's go ahead and move him back. There we go. All right. You've got a, what do you call it? I'm sorry. They have a transparency tool. So if I wanted to kind of, the background for the font, the background bar that's colored, if I wanted to fade that a little bit or take some of the opacity out of it, I can come up to the transparency tool here in the upper right hand corner, click on that, and then I can drop down and fade that out a little bit. So again, it's going to allow some of that background image of the home of the photo to come through, whether I completely make it down to 0 or I bring it up a little bit. It's a neat way to add a little more professionalism and creation to your design. So I just want to drop the opacity a little bit there. You get some of the design element from the bar itself, but then you can also see the home in the background. So that really helps pop it out, but without actually distracting you from your main image. There's a lot of tools when it comes to using Canva, and I'm not going to get through all of them today. We do have, or I will have a Canva advanced class where we really jump in and create some really cool design elements, animation, video, a number of different tools. But I wanted to at least get you guys through some of the basics right now, and then show you how that works. Now, once your cover photo looks done, or you think there's some more you need to put on it, most importantly, one of the design elements that I always recommend is some type of a call to action or your name. Maybe we're going to use another shape here. Come back over to the Elements tab. We're going to click on the wheel or the circle here, and we're going to maybe move this in the upper right-hand corner, and we'll size that up a little bit so it looks not so big. We will drop the transparency down a little bit. Now, again, if you're going to use multiple elements with a transparency, try to remember what the transparency number is. So in this case, 63 on this one. So I'm going to click on this element here, and we're going to go 63 again. And that way we have consistency with our transparency. So these all are of the same opacity level. And I'm going to go to my text, and I'm going to choose a fun, maybe like a fun script font, something that pops. Let's see, we're going to go, let's choose this guy here. It's going to drop in my font for me. I'm going to put just listed. And let's do a return on the listed so it lives below it. And I like to enlarge it so I can see more detail while I'm choosing a different font. And I'm going to come over here to my font tab, and I'm going to look for something a little more script, a little more fun, a little more a break from this, the traditional blocky font letters. So I'm gonna do a big scroll and see what we find down here. Okay, how's that one look? Just listed, a little too much, but here we go. Something a little more calligraphy, like a brush. There we go. I like that one. All right. We're going to change the lettering. So under your formatting, you've got some spacing for your lettering, and you can make your lettering squish together. You can spread it out, find something that looks decent, and then we can go height. We'll bring those closer together. On the height, line height, perfect. And now I'm going to make this guy shrink back down again, and I'm going to put him in the corner, perfectly in my box. So that way, we've got a nice little teaser, a little buzz in the corner here for, there we go. All right, just listed. So that's just quick design for you guys. Nothing too crazy. Learning the way how to use your elements and moving them around, super fun. Whether you put your name, your phone number, add in your call to action, add in a web address. Maybe the web address will live right above here for more information. When I'm all said and done, and I'm ready to download this to my my computer, in the upper right hand corner is a download tab, and when you click on the download tab, you can choose either the default, which is a PNG, or you can choose a JPEG, or if you're going to print, you can also use one of their print formatting. Just be mindful too that Canva actually linked up and does a lot of their own printing. So if you get a handout or a flyer or something that you want to have printed, they actually offer a print service, which is really cool. Let me see if I can find it here. You can download the PDF, take it somewhere else, walk it in on a thumb drive, and print somewhere at another place, like a FedEx or Kinko's. I don't think Kinko's is even open anymore, right? Like a FedEx, and you can print that or bring it into the office and print if it's in black and white or color. You can do that from the luxury of the branch office. So I'm going to use a JPEG here in this case, and I'm going to hit the download tab. Now that's going to prepare my design and export that into my downloads folder, and then now allow me to go and upload that to, let's say, my Facebook page. Well, would be your Facebook page because that's actually where and what we created for. From here, we're going to go to, now this is one of the things that drives me nuts about, I apologize, Facebook recently designed, as you guys have all can see, Facebook rolled out their new look. Some love it, some hate it. So something to be mindful of is with the new design, maybe there's a new look and feel. Editing and uploading your photos to your new Facebook business page, how it appears. There are some encroachments, there's been some changes, but in the end, you can upload the new design that we just made. It's already formatted, it's already positioned for me. I don't have to do much, there's just a little bit of a wiggle room there, but when all said and done, I can hit save, and there you go. That's going to be your finished product. So take advantage of using the cover photo creation once a month, whether you follow the holidays, whether you follow a special announcement, just listed, just sold. Maybe you've got a collage of some listings, 3 or 4 listings. You can do a monthly refresh. This is what's on the market right now. Message me for more information. But use your cover photo, the real estate here on your cover photo, to showcase not only yourself, but your listings for your clients, and really have fun with it when it comes to using and reposting new stuff each and every month. That's a business page. Now, if I wanted to use a personal page, unfortunately, I don't know why Facebook did this. It drives me nuts, but now I need to go back in and redesign my cover photo for my personal page, because with their new design layout, they've moved the headshot into and now encroaches on the cover photo. So annoying, because it used to be like that, and then it went away. It was out here on the outside, and then for some forsaken reason, they moved it back in there again. So anyways, first world problems. But you guys can have complete control over using it and creating new ones from your Canva account and going from there. So one last thing I'll show you guys before we get going here. Once you've created your designs, you can always come back to the home tab here and go back into your past designs and see what you've done. You don't have to recreate the wheel each and every time. what's really neat about Canva is you can duplicate something that you've done in the past, and then leave that one alone as a master, and then create something new from scratch. So in this case, let's go and refresh here. If I wanted to create a new cover photo, but I wanted just to change out the background, maybe I've got a new listing. Once you're on your home page, under your designs, the 3 little dots here in the corner of the ellipsis, click on that tab and then you can go to duplicate or make a copy. When you make a copy, all it's going to do is pop in a duplicate of your past design or the one you just asked to make a copy of. I'm going to leave this one alone now because maybe this was the 123 Main Street. And now I have a copy of that one, and I'm going to enable this one like maybe Larkspur, whatever home I'm featuring. Now I can come back into that design element, and I can leave your stapled elements alone, your anchored icons. This is going to stay. This will change. This will stay, and then now I can change it to the new address. There we go. We're double click on that, and all I have to do is just make a simple address change to the actual listing or the photo. Done. There's the address, and then now all I have to do is click on the actual image of the photo, hit delete. Photo goes away. Come over here to my uploads and find my next house. Click on it once, it drops it behind, and what we're going to do here is all we have to do is just massage it so it fits into the shot. Now, if you notice, it's all kind of whacked right now, right? We've lost the team, we've lost some of the elements. All I'm going to do here now is come up in the upper right-hand corner, click on position, and I'm going to go move it backward, and I'm just clicking 1, 2, 3, and now we're back into business. All right, and then there's our home. Obviously getting a good shot, a wide angle shot would play better here. I would maybe move these guys to this side since we want to see the house, and I could just move my graphics around and massage it a little bit so it plays better with the new photo. There we go. And there you go. Now I've got a new cover photo. So simple, easy to do. No need to reinvent the wheel. Create yourself a template, whether you get one from Canva or you have your own. Lots to play with there when it comes to creating your content. Of course, getting your templates when it comes to cover photos, there's a number of things you can start with, and you can always customize it as you need. The elements is going to be a lot of fun for you guys. There's some fun stuff in there. If you guys ever wanted to do something like creating a shape cutout, let's say under frames, under your elements, these frame tabs are pretty cool. You just drop that frame on, and now here's this perfectly circular image. All I'm going to do now is come back up to my uploads and grab a picture of, let's say Mindy here. Grab her and drag her right on top of that frame and drop it, and it cuts it out and adds it to the circle for you. So you can do these different shapes, and it creates a grid for you and a template so that you have a perfectly circular thumbnail there for you there as well. And just a really neat tool to use. And whether that is on your Elements tab, your frames, all these different frames. Maybe if you got real crazy and you wanted to use a mobile device frame, so let's say we're like, hey, download my free app, and you've got a phone here, and then you upload, go to yourself, drop yourself right on the frame there, and let's center it. And you can center your photo by double clicking on the image and moving it around, and there you go. So now you've created something that has the element of a cellular phone, or if you wanted to use maybe a laptop or a computer or some fun stuff like a brush stroke, maybe we've got a brush stroke here, and we will, can't take her back over there. So I'm gonna come back to the Uploads tab, use her again, and I'm gonna just drop her right over the brush stroke and double click to manipulate it. And there you go. So you can have a lot of fun with it. Really break up the elements and have a good time with creating your content. You can't really break anything, so like everything, have fun with it. Play with it, see what works. There are a number of tutorials on YouTube. I highly recommend doing a simple search for how to use Canva. Canva's platform changes quite a bit, so whether my class or in between until my next Canva class, have some fun. Google some ideas, suggestions, things that you can use, little ticks. I mean, little tips and tricks that will really take your content creation to the next level, and you'll stand out and differentiate yourself from your competition when it comes to social media. So, like this recording and all other ones, you can find them on our YouTube channel. And of course, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can always email me. I'm Keith, that's Keith, at westusa.com. Of course, remember, something I did not do is always drop your logo on all your creations for the West USA Realty. Make sure you're branding yourself. It is important that you brand and use the brokerage logo on there on all your content creation. If you don't have our logos, you can email me. Again, Keith at westusa.com. Keith at WestUSA, you can get all these logos and your realtor registered MLS and your fair housing logos from me as well. If you don't have those, I've got multiple different versions of our logo as well as the fair housing logos to keep yourself in compliance. I will email this to you and you can start off and running on Canva and having a lot of fun with it. So next week, let's take a look at the calendar. Next week, I believe, what are we doing? We're dominating. We're doing your local farm. We're doing next week class at 10 a.m. Dominate your local farm through the use of Facebook groups. Using your Facebook groups, getting in there, how to use groups, tips and tricks for you guys, creating content, farming your neighborhood, and getting yourself established with those community Facebook groups who focus on connecting with their neighbors, but a great place for you guys to create high value content and establish yourself as the neighborhood mayor. So we'll be going through that next week. Look for you guys joining us. Stay tuned for a reminder, and make sure to look for this recording later this afternoon. It's been a pleasure having you guys on. Thank you so much again. As always, be kind, be safe, and we will see you next week. Have a great day.